श्लोके
भगवती
भगवती
उत्तम श्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी
भक्तिर्भवति
भक्तिर्न
इष्टिकी।
इष्टिकी।
Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1 Chapter 17 Verse 32. त्वां वर्तमानं नरदेव देहेश
त्वां
त्वां वर्तमानं
वर्तमानं
नरदेवते
नरदेव देहे
अनुप्रवृत्तोऽयमधर्मपूग
अनुप्रवृत्तो
अनुप्रवृत्तो अयम्
अयम्
अधर्मपूगः।
अधर्मपूगः।
लभोऽनृतं चौर्यम् अनार्यमंहो
लभो
लभोन्वितं
अनुरुद्धं शौर्यम्
चौर्यमनार्यमहो।
अनार्यम् अहो।
ज्येष्ठा च माया कलहश्च दम्भः
ज्येष्ठा
ज्येष्ठा
च
च माया
माया
कलहश्च
कलहश्च
दम्भः।
दम्भः।
त्वां वर्तमानं नरदेवदेहेश
त्वं
त्वां वर्तमानं
वर्तमानं
नरदेवदेहे।
नरदेवदेहे
अनुप्रवृत्तोऽयमधर्मपूग
अनुप्रवृत्तो
अनुप्रवृत्तो अयम्
अयमधर्मपूगः।
अधर्मपूगः।
लभोऽनृतं चौर्यमनार्यमंहो
लभोन्वितं
लभोऽनृतं
चौर्यमनार्यमहो।
चौर्यमनार्यमहो।
ज्येष्ठा च माया कलहश्च दम्भः
ज्येष्ठा
ज्येष्ठा
च
च
माया
माया
कलहश्च
कलहश्च
दम्भः।
दम्भः।
त्वां वर्तमानं नरदेवदेहेश
त्वां
त्वां वर्तमानं
वर्तमानं
नरदेवदेहे।
नरदेवदेहे
अनुप्रवृत्तोऽयमधर्मपूघा
अनुप्रवृत्तो
अनुप्रवृत्तो
अयमधर्मपूगः।
अयमधर्मपूगः।
लोभो नृतं चौर्यमनार्यमंहो
लोभोऽनृतं
लोभोऽनृतं
चौर्यमनार्यममहो।
चौर्यमनार्यमहो।
ज्येष्ठा च माया कलहश्च दम्भः
ज्येष्ठा च
ज्येष्ठा च
माया
माया
कलहश्च
कलहश्च दम्भः।
दम्भः।
Go on, recite.
त्वं वर्तमानं नरदेवदेहेश त्वं
त्वां वर्तमानं
वर्तमानं
नरदेवदेहे
नरदेवदेहेश
अनुप्रवृत्तोऽयमधर्मपूगा
अनुप्रवृत्तो
अनुप्रवृत्तोऽयमधर्मपूगः
अयमधर्मपूगः।
लोभो नृतं चौर्यम् अनार्यम् अम्हो
लोभो नृतं चौर्यमनार्यमंहो
ज्येष्ठा च माया कलहश्च दम्भः
ज्येष्ठा
ज्येष्ठा
च
च
माया
माया
कलहश्च
कलहश्च
दम्भः
दम्भः।
त्वां वर्तमानं नरदेवदेहे।
त्वां
त्वां
वर्तमानं
वर्तमानं
नरदेवदेहे
नरदेवदेहेश
अनुप्रवृत्तो अयमधर्मपूगः।
अनुप्रवृत्तो
अनुप्रवृत्तोऽयमधर्मपूगः
अयमधर्मपूगः।
लोभो नृतं चौर्यमनार्यमंहो।
लोभो नृतं चौर्यमनार्यमंहो
ज्येष्ठा च माया कलहश्च दम्भः।
ज्येष्ठा
ज्येष्ठा
च
च
माया
माया
कलहश्च
कलहश्च
दम्भः
दम्भः। त्वां वर्तमानं नरदेवदेहे
त्वां
त्वां
वर्तमानं
वर्तमानं
नरदेवदेहे।
नरदेवदेहेश
त्वनुप्रवृत्तो अयमधर्मपूगः।
अनुप्रवृत्तो
अनुप्रवृत्तोऽयमधर्मपूगः
अयमधर्मपूगः।
लोभो नृतं चौर्यम् अनार्यम् अहो।
लोभो
लोभो नृतं
नृतं
चौर्यमनार्यमंहो।
चौर्यमनार्यमंहो
ज्येष्ठा च माया कलहश्च दम्भः।
ज्येष्ठा
ज्येष्ठा च
च
माया
माया कलहश्च
कलहश्च
दम्भः Translation purport by Stephen Grace Charnarvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
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 Synonyms. Tvam, you.
Tvam,
Tvam,
you.
you.
Vartamanam, while present.
Vartamanam,
While
while
present.
present.
Naradeva, a man god.
Naradeva, a
A
man
man
God.
God.
Or a king.
Or a
Or
king.
king.
Deheshu, in the body.
Deheshu, in the body.
Anupravritta, taking place everywhere.
Anupravritta, taking place everywhere.
everywhere.
I am all these.
I am
am
all these.
Adharma, irreligious principles.
Adharma,
Adharma,
irreligious
irreligious
principles.
principles.
Pugha, in the masses.
Puga,
Puga,
in the
in the
masses.
message.
Lobha, greed.
Lobha, greed.
Anritham, falsity.
Anritam,
Anritam,
falsity.
falsity.
Chauryam, robbery.
Chauryam,
Chauryam, robbery.
robbery.
Anaryam, incivility.
Anaryam,
Anaryam,
incivility.
instability.
Amha, treachery.
Amho,
treachery.
treachery.
Jeshta, misfortune.
Jeshta,
misfortune.
misfortune.
Cha, and.
Cha, and.
Maya, cheating.
Maya,
Maya,
cheating.
cheating.
Kalaha, quarrel.
Kalaha,
Kalaha,
quarrel.
quarrel.
Cha, and.
Cha,
Cha,
and
and.
Hamba, vanity.
Damba,
Dhamma,
vanity.
vanity.
Translation, please repeat after me. If the personality of Kali is religion,
If the personality of Kali is religion,
is allowed to act as a man god or an executive head,
is
Is
allowed to act as a man
as a
god or
man
an
god
executive
or
head,
an executive head.
certainly irreligious principles like
certainly irreligious principles like
greed,
greed,
falsehood,
falsehood,
robbery,
robbery,
incivility,
incivility,
treachery,
treachery,
misfortune,
misfortune,
cheating,
cheating,
quarrel, and vanity will abound.
quarrel and vanity will abound.
Purport.
Purport. The principles of religion, namely austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness, as we have already discussed, may be followed by the follower of any faith. There is no need to turn from Hindu to Mohammedan to Christian or some other faith and thus become a renegade and not follow the principles of religion. The Bhagavatam religion urges following the principles of religion. The principles of religion are not the dogmas or regulative principles of a certain faith. Such regulative principles may be different in terms of the time and place concerned. One has to see whether the aims of religion have been achieved. Sticking to the dogmas and formulas without attaining the real principles is not good. A secular state may be impartial to any particular type of faith, but the state cannot be indifferent to the principles of religion as above mentioned. But in the age of Kali, the executive heads of state will be indifferent to such religious principles. And therefore, under their patronage, the opponents of religious principles such as greed, falsehood, cheating, and pilfery will naturally follow, and so there will be no meaning to propaganda crying to stop corruption in the state.
हरि ओम तत्सत् ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताकस्वामिन् इति नामिने नमो आचार्यपदाय निताय कृपप्रदायिने गौरकथा दामधाय नगरग्रामतारिणे नमः। ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यबाधे पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे हरिहराय नमः कृष्ण यादवाय नमः गोपाल गोविंद राम श्रीमधुसूदनां मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुलं गायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं हरि ओम तत्सत्. So here very beautiful words to see that what is actually a religious principle and how this irreligion takes up and what will happen if the irreligion is abound by the different bad qualities, which are the qualities of a religion. This is very beautifully Srila Prabhupada has given in the purport that this kind of austerity, cleanliness, mercy, truthfulness, these are all, any faith they are following. So what is the need for converting from one caste to another caste? As long as no caste is okay, there is meaning of conversion only when you find, okay, my present caste is not doing the religious, following the religious principles, so I will convert to another caste where the religious principles are followed. Then it makes some sense. But none of the castes are following religious principles. Then what is the use of jumping like monkey from one branch to another branch on the same tree? So it makes no difference. There are, in every religion, actually, there are principles. And if you don't follow them, then how you become religious? Therefore, so nobody is following religious principles at the present moment. And if you are religious, and if you don't follow any religious principle, then how you can call yourself, I am religious? This is the question Prabhupada is putting. So very beautiful. Krishna consciousness movement gives you the essence of all religious principles, not just a Christian religious principle or Muslim. No, it gives the essence of all religious principles. And what is religious principles? Religious principle means to abide by the laws given by God. That is called religious principle. Very simple. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. What is the difficulty? So, if there is no dharma, that means no religious principle. Religious principle include only all moral principle or social principles, social laws, economic laws, and so on. But actually, the Nija Veda Patha, religious principles, means only one Veda Pada was there earlier. That set of religious principles. And now there are many. If one concocts his own religious path within his mind, or if one follows no religious principles, in other words, a human being must follow some religious principle. If he does not follow any religious principle, he is no better than animal. Pasubir samanam. So this is very, very important. That is why Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he comes to re-establish the religious principles. Dharma samsthapanarthaya. So he comes down, descends to re-establish the real religious principles. So that is the very important point. Krishna, how he cares for the religious principles so that, we will be benefited. What is that real religious principle? What Krishna says? Krishna says, Tarvadharman parityache mamekam sharanam raja. So, when we become free from so-called artificial Kaitava Dharma, then only your real Dharma will begin so that you can surrender to Krishna. We have surrendered to so many isms and so many other principles. And Krishna says, leave all this so-called Dharma, Sarva Dharman Parityacha. What is your Dharma? Mamekam Sharanam Raja. Your Dharma is to surrender unto Krishna. That means abide by the laws given by Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam text, you can see all the religious principles which does not teach how to love God. They are called Kaitava Dharma. We saw in the very second sloka of the first canto, first chapter, Dharma Prochita Kaitavo Atra Paramo. So the Kaitava Dharma, we have to give up all these things. Cheating Dharma. Real Dharma is how to surrender. It doesn't matter what Dharma you are following, but if you are actually advancing in Krishna consciousness or God consciousness, and you are developing your consciousness how to love God, then you must know that you are following real religious system. It's very simple. So we call this as a Bhagavata Dharma. The word Bhagavata comes from the word Bhagavan. Bhagavata Saptaha, we heard. Bhagavata, from Bhagavata, Bhagavan and Bhagavata. So there are two kinds of Bhagavatas. The book Bhagavatam and the person Bhagavatam. Person Bhagavatam means one who has dedicated his life simply for the service of the Supreme Lord. He is called a person Bhagavatam, like Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, everybody. And book Bhagavata means that which teaches the science of Krishna, science of loving God. That is called book Bhagavatam. And the person Bhagavatam, what are they doing? They are also teaching science of Krishna. That is why they are also called Bhagavatam. Because the book Bhagavatam, we say, is non-different from Bhagavan Krishna, Bhagavatam. Similarly, the person Bhagavatam, who is the bona fide representative of spiritual, who is the bona fide spiritual master himself, is also as good as Bhagavan. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is absolute. So there is no difference between Bhagavan's name, Bhagavan's form, Bhagavan's quality, Bhagavan's entourage, and so on. Anything connected to the Lord, Bhagavan, is called Bhagavan only. So that is the teachings of Rupa Goswami. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagyam Uchyate. Bhagavata Dharma means to understand what is God, what I am, what is my relationship with God, and how to act. Everyone has got a relationship with God. But at the present moment, by the cover of material modes, we have forgotten. The relationship is there. Just like if you come out of your home for many days, you forgot your father and mother. Somehow or other, it is something like that. You can understand. If anyone surrenders unto me, then there is no more Maya for him. Maya metam tarantite. How there can be Maya? The real process. If one accepts the real process, that I am part and parcel of Krishna, I have got intimate relationship with Krishna, my only business is to serve Krishna. If one comes to this conclusion in life, there is no more Maya. And in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, Mukti. The definition of Mukti is Hitvan Yatarupam Swarupena Javastiti. In second canto, you will see. That is called Mukti. Now, we are identifying that I am not Krishna, I am Indian, I am American, I am Christian, I am Hindu, I am identifying, Hitvan Yatharupam. which I am not, because these designations, I am Hindu, I am Muslim, I am Christian, I am Indian, I am American, I am German, these are all due to this body only, but I am not this body. Therefore, the whole designation is false. Because I don't belong to this body, I am separate from the body, just like we are sitting in this room, in this form. That does not mean I am this form, you are this form. Similarly, I living entity, you living entity soul. We are certainly somehow or another, we have come in contact with this material body. But that is not my identification. I am not this body. Aham Brahmasmi. I am pure soul. That is self-realization. And as soon as you realize yourself, then all this false designation immediately vanish. And your natural constitutional position is following the religious principle, which is nothing but performing devotional service to Krishna out of love, which is uninterrupted and unchecked. So, Brahmabhuta prasannatma na sochati na kamshati. Sama sarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labate param. This is Krishna consciousness movement. This Krishna consciousness movement is giving opportunity to the human society to come to the liberated position, free from all designations. The Bhakti Marga, Bhakti Yoga, it is generally known as Bhakti Marga, or the path of devotional service. The Bhakti Marga is defined by Narad Muni in the Narada Bhakti Sutra. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam hrishikena hrishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. So this is bhakti. When we become free from all these material designations, I am Hindu, I am Muslim, I am this, I am that. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam. Sarva upadi vinirmuktam. Tat paratvena nirmalam. When we actually become simply connected with Krishna, tatpara and nirmala. That is nirmala. That is Krishna. Mala means contamination, material. Nirmala, transcendental. No contamination, pure. That is Krishna. Krishna consciousness. So nirmala is Krishna consciousness is nirmala. And Krishna consciousness is tatpara. So, thinking of Krishna, this is also said in Bhagavad Gita, Yoginam api sarvesham adgate nandaratmana sraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo matha. There are many instances like this. So, he is the highest yogi. There are different types of yoga system. The topmost yoga system is constantly thinking of Krishna, never forget Krishna. Smarthavya satatham Vishnu. So this is called Bhagavata Dharma or Krishna consciousness. Even Prahlad Maharaj, he is recommending to the students that your life is now dedicated to learn, but you should know the first learning business is how to learn what is God. What are you? What is your relationship with God? These three things are to be learned. That is called a special advantage of the human form of life. Other things for maintaining this body, that is done by even animals. So if these three things you learn, then you are human. So this is very, very important. And when the religious principle is getting devastated, then Krishna comes. He personally supervised the religious principle. Practically, he killed it. When he came 5,000 years ago, Krishna came, he gives protection, makes things in order, leaves his instruction like Bhagavad Gita. Just 5,000 years ago when he came, he personally supervised the religious principle. Practically, he killed so many demons who were against religious principles. Demons means those who are against religious principles. That is called demon. And he left his instruction, Bhagavad Gita, how to follow the religious principles. So the sum and substance of religious principle is to surrender to God. Sarvadharman parityache mamekam sharanam vraja. This is religion. Religion means the order given by God. That's all. This is the simple definition of religion. Anyone ask, what do you mean by religion? Religion means to abide by the orders of God. That's all. Just like good citizen means who abides by the orders of the government. That's all. There is no difficulty to understand what is good citizen. Whatever government gives you law, and if you follow, then you are a good citizen. Similarly, there is order by God. And anyone who follows that order is religious. What is the difficulty? Religious does not mean a kind of faith. No, that English translation maybe. Okay, that is not sufficient enough. I believe in this. I may not believe in this. Tomorrow I'll change my belief. That's a different thing. But law means you must abide by. There is no question of you believe or you don't believe. You have to abide by the law. That is that. So the faith and belief doesn't apply here. To be religious means abide by the law of God. That's all. Law is law. Suppose there is fire. I believe that I will touch fire, it will not burn. That is not law. It must burn. That is law. Whether you believe or you don't believe. Even a child catches the fire, it will burn. There is no excuse. So, what is dharma? Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. That is that. You cannot violate the laws of God. Any one of us. Now here Kali, he has come to violate the laws of God. He is allowed to do that. But Parikshit Maharaj is the representative of Krishna here. So he does not allow him. He does not allow him. Because he knows that all these nonsense things will crop up into the society and the people will be deviated from their own liberation and they will get themselves entangled more and more and they will be into suffering more and more. So you cannot violate the laws of God. So, religious principles that obstruct one from following his own religion are called vidharma, not dharma. Religious principle introduced by others are called paradharma. New type of religion is created by one who is falsely proud and who opposes the principles of the Vedas. That is called upadharma. And interpretation by one's jugglery of words is called chala dharma. There are so many categories in dharma, but we don't need to analyze all these things. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam is the complete paripurna, what is that called? Fully complete definition. Simply abide by God. So pure devotees are the examples for that. A devotee's behavior establishes the true purpose of the religious principle. For example, take Madhavendra Puri Goswami. He is the essence of any religious principles. A sadhu means a devotee. He is called Mahajana. Mahajana. We have 12 Mahajanas we know. So, in Bhagavad Gita, the definition is given for the Mahatmanas. Mahatmanas tumam partha daivim prakritim ashrita vajantyananya manaso jnatva bhutadimabhyayam. So, Mahatma means one who follows religious principles. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, Mahatmas, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. That is religion. Following that is religious principles. So religious principle follower means one who is performing devotional service, one who is in the path of bhakti yoga. That is the conclusion of all the shastras and the great devotees. Otherwise, Brahma, Narada, such a great personalities who are very intimately close to Krishna, how they are following this bhakti yoga, they are recommending to others. They have found that essence of all the Vedas and beyond. And now in this Kali Yuga, they had given us, by maintaining the Parampara, Gauranga himself, Radha and Krishna, both have come. When, which incarnation both of them have come, you tell me? Together as one person. Only in Gauranga, only in this Kali Yuga we got. We are very fortunate. They both have come and they preached. Yes, Bhakti Yoga is the best. This is called a religious principle. This is Bhagavata. Very, very beautiful. So, we cannot speculate. Mundaners also come up with a different angle of vision. For the conditioned soul busy in sense gratification, a Mahajana is recognized according to the proportion of sense gratification he offers. That's another definition these so-called speculators would give. Businessmen may consider a certain banker to be a Mahajan. And karmis desiring material enjoyment may consider philosophers like Jaimini to be Mahajanas. There are so many yogis who want to control the senses. For them, Patanjali Rishi may be Mahajana. For the Jnanis, the atheist Kapila may be, or Vasishta, or Durvasha, the Tattreya, so many. They may be Mahajanas. For the demons, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, son of, Meghanada, Jarasandha, they are all, Mahajanas. For materialist anthropologists speculating on the evolution of body, a person like Darwin is Mahajan. The scientists who are bewildered by Krishna's external energy have no relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, yet they are accepted as by some team as Mahajanas. So similarly, philosophers, historians, literary men, public speakers, social and political leaders, sometimes accepted as Mahajanas. They are all respected by certain men who have been described in Srimad Bhagavatam. Swavid, Varahostra Kare, Samstuta Purusha Pasu, Nayat Karna Pate Pato Petho, Jatu Nama Gadagracha. Men who are like dogs, hogs, camels, and asses praise those men who never listen to the transcendental pastime of Lord Sri Krishna, the deliverer from the evils. So we need to know Mahajana means a sadhu. Sadhu means devotee. Devotee means who is constantly engaged in pure, unalloyed, loving devotional service to Krishna and engaging others also in the same, like a bona fide spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, they are Mahajanas. They are sadhus, they are Mahajanas, they are the perfect followers of religious principles and whatnot. So we should not be in illusion to consider somebody said, majority says he is Mahatma, immediately we say he is Mahatma. No. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim asrita. So that we need to understand. Because in this material world, the fruitive actors, the karmis are accepted as Mahajanas by foolish people who don't know the value of devotional service. The mundane intelligence, mental speculative method of such foolish people, they are under the control of three modes of material nature. How can they define what is Mahajana? And they cannot understand what is unalloyed devotional service. They are attracted by material activities. They become worshippers of material nature. So they are called fruitive actors. They become entangled in the activities of material existence, disguised as spiritual activities. What do you call that? Posing as if it is spiritual, but there's nothing spiritual in it. Veda Vadarata, suppose followers of the Vedas, so-called. They don't understand the real purport of the Vedas. Yet they think themselves as Vedic authorities. People versed in Vedic knowledge must know Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Veda is a sarve rahamyeva Vedya. If that is not known, what kind of followers of the Veda he is? Person may be very famous in the material world as a karma veera, successful fruitive worker, or he may be very successful in performing religious duties also, or he may be known as a hero in mental speculation, jnana veera. There are so many veeras. Srimad Bhagavatam, he gives the opinion of all these particular matter. Nehayat karma dharmaya naviragaya kalpate natirtha pada sevayai jivan api mruto hisa. Anyone whose work is not meant for elevating him to religious life, anyone whose religious ritualistic performances do not raise him to renunciation, and anyone situated in renunciation that does not lead him to devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead must be considered dead. That's all. Although he is breathing. This is the definition given to those people by Srimad Bhagavatam. So the conclusion is that all pious activity, fruitive activity, religious principles, renunciation must ultimately lead to devotional service. So many different processes people are following for rendering services. One may serve his country, people, society, varnashrama dharma, sick, poor, rich, women, demigods, and so on. All this service comes under the heading of sense gratification or enjoyment in the material world. It is most unfortunate that people are more or less attracted by such material activity. In the name of religion, that's a forefront of knowledge. Manda sumanda matayo, manda vakya hi upadratha. They're attracted by such material activity, and that the leaders of these activities are accepted as Mahajanas, great leaders. So we need to understand. Narottam Das says, Sadhu Shastra Guru Vakya, Chitete Koryakya. One should accept as one's guide the words of the sadhus, Shastra, and Guru. Sadhu means devotee who is constantly in the devotional service under a spiritual master. He is called sadhu. Shastra means Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Guru, we have Guru Maharaj. So, a sadhu is actually a great personality. In fact, if you want to clear the ultimate meaning of sadhu, a sadhu is such a great personality like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the Shastras, they are the injunctions of revealed scriptures. And the Guru is a spiritual master, is one who confirms the scriptural injunctions. So accepting the guide of these three is the actual way of following the religious principles. So in that way, we follow the Mahajanas. Mahajano yena gatassa pantha. So a foolish person who is covered by illusion, how can he understand the proper way? Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Dharmastapana hetu sadhura vyavahara. The behavior of a devotee is the criteria for all other behaviors. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself followed the devotional principle and taught others also to follow them. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally followed the behavior of Madhavendra Puri, who is a perfect essence of religious principle, and advised others also to follow Madhavendra Puri's principle. So this is the, purport. What is religious principle? Thank you very much. Any questions or comments or realization, please to share with us. Bye.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
प्रभु जी इसमें उपाधि दिया है, किसी भी मत के अनुयायीगण धर्म के सिद्धांतों जैसे तप, स्वच्छता, दया तथा सत्य का पालन कर सकते हैं, जैसा कि हम पहले कह चुके हैं। तो हम गृहस्थाश्रम में हैं, तो ये स्वच्छता तो समझ में आती है, साफ सुथरा, दया, किसी पर मर्सी दिखलाना, तथा सत्य का पालन कर सकते हैं, झूठ नहीं बोले, हर बात में सत्य का पालन करें। लेकिन गृहस्थाश्रम में रह करके तप आदमी कैसे करेगा? तप करने के लिए तो घर द्वार छोड़ना पड़ेगा, परिवार छोड़ना पड़ेगा। ये हम कैसे कर सकते हैं?
क्या चीज? ऑस्टेरिटी के बारे में पूछ रहे हो?
जी, तपस्या।
हाँ, तपस्या। तपस्या का मतलब है प्रजल्पा में ज्यादा समय को नष्ट नहीं करना और जल्पा में अपने आप को रखना। किसी भी आश्रम वालों के लिए ये लागू है। इसलिए चैतन्य महाप्रभु का गृहेता को वनेता को सदा हरि बोलेता को। गृहेता को मीन्स आप गृहस्थ हो सकते हो, वनेता को मीन्स आप वानप्रस्थ भी हो सकते हो, किंतु सदा हरि बोलेता को। सो आपको हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र को सदा आपको निरंतर जप करना है, रेगुलरली जप करना, डेली 16 राउंड्स है, और इसी को बोलते हैं ऑस्टेरिटी, तपस्या। कली युग के अंदर तपस्या कुछ और ही चीज है, बड़ा आसान बना के दिया चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने। इसलिए गृहस्था के लिए बोला कि गृहेता को वनेता को सदा हरि बोलेता को। सो
फिर नीचे है प्रभु जी, मनुष्य को इतना ही देखना है कि धर्म का उद्देश्य पूरा होता है या नहीं। तो इसमें ऊपर दिया है कि हिंदू से मुसलमान या ईसाई या अन्य कोई मतावलंबी बनने की आवश्यकता नहीं है। तो मुसलमान भी अपने धर्म का पालन करता है, ईसाई भी अपने धर्म का पालन करता है, जैन भी अपने धर्म का पालन करता है, हिंदू भी अपने धर्म का पालन करता है। सब लोग अपने ही धर्म का पालन करते हैं, फिर भी संसार में इतना जो है सो झगड़ा फसाद ये सब होता है। तो ये क्यों होता है? मनुष्य को इतना ही देखना है कि धर्म का उद्देश्य पूरा होता है या नहीं। तो हम लोगों के धर्म का फिर उद्देश्य क्या है?
धर्म का उद्देश्य यह है कि धर्मम तो साक्षात भगवत प्रणीतम। धर्म उसको पालन करना चाहिए जो आपको भगवान कृष्ण के साथ आपको जुड़े, और आपको अपने भगवान कृष्ण के साथ आपका जो रिश्ता को याद दिलाने वाला हरकतें जो हम करेंगे, उसी को रिलीजियस प्रिंसिपल बोलते हैं, उसी को धर्म बोलते हैं। और जो मुस्लिम धर्म और क्रिश्चियन धर्म, उनका जो आदेश को वो पालन करता है, आप बोल रहे हैं, लेकिन वो पालन नहीं करते हैं। अभी जैसा क्रिश्चियनिटी में लिखा दो शेल्ट नॉट किल, लेकिन जितना भी क्रिश्चियंस है वो तो बड़े बड़े स्लॉटर हाउस को बना के रखते हैं। आप कैसे बोलेंगे कि वो क्रिश्चियन धर्म को फॉलो करता है? वो नहीं फॉलो करता है, वो नहीं फॉलो करता है। मुस्लिम के लिए बोला कि अपने पेट को कब्रिस्तान मत बनाओ, ये आदेश है उनको, लेकिन वो लोग क्या करते हैं, जो मरा हुआ जानवर को खाते हैं, कब्रिस्तान बनाते हैं अपने पेट को। तो आप उनको कैसे बोलते हैं कि वो मुस्लिम को फॉलो करता है? नहीं करता है। कोई भी हिंदू भी वो अपना फॉलो को, अपना जो प्रिंसिपल्स को फॉलो नहीं करता है। कोई भी जो रिलीजन वाला है वो प्रिंसिपल्स को फॉलो नहीं करता है, लेकिन मद के नाम से अपनी इंद्रिय तृप्ति में जो भी उसको चाहिए वही करता है। इसलिए ये जो समस्या है। तो लेकिन जो धर्म है वो चाहे मुस्लिम हो या हिंदू हो, धर्म एक ही होता है, सभी में एक ही धर्म बतलाया गया है। वो है भगवान कौन है, मैं कौन हूं, मेरा और भगवान का रिश्ता, बीच में रिश्ता क्या है, ये जान करके उस रिश्ता के आधार पे हमको जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पोजीशन में रह करके भक्ति करना, यही धर्म है। धर्मम तो साक्षात भगवत प्रणीतम। अब भगवान को पहचानने का भी रास्ता नहीं मिल रहा है तो उसको हम रिलीजन नहीं कहेंगे, वो रिलीजियस प्रिंसिपल्स नहीं हो सकता है। तो सब जो है कली की वजह से बिगड़ चुका है। यहाँ पर कोई केवल नाम मात्र रह गया कि हिंदू मुस्लिम और क्रिश्चियन। ना तो कोई हिंदू है यहाँ पर, ना ही कोई मुस्लिम है, और ना ही कोई क्रिश्चियन है। एक्चुअली कलो शूद्र संभवा, सारे के सारे शूद्र हैं। तो शूद्र के लिए कोई आश्रम नहीं है कि गृहस्थ आश्रम वानप्रस्थ, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है उसके लिए लागू। तो इसलिए वो कोई नियम को पालन नहीं कर सकता है। तो वो है कलियुगा। तो इसलिए हम लोग जो है क्या करते हैं, इस कलयुग के अंदर किस तरह ये रिलीजन को पालन किया जा सकता है, वो चैतन्य महाप्रभु आके हमको आचार्य परंपरा में आकर के दिया है। तो वो है भक्ति योगा, जो तत्रार्पित नियमित स्मरण काल है। रिलीजियस प्रिंसिपल्स के अंदर कई नियम होते हैं, काला देशा पात्रा सब देख करके उसको पालन करना पड़ता है, लेकिन कलयुग के अंदर वो नहीं हो सकता है। इसलिए भगवान कृष्ण ने बोला सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य, उन सबको धर्म को छोड़ दो। तुम जिसको धर्म समझते हो वो धर्म कलयुग में नहीं है, वो धर्म किसी और युग का था। तो अभी पालन मत करो। सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य माम एकम शरण व्रज, तुम्हें एक ही करना है, केवल मेरा नाम जपो और मेरे पास मेरे चरण में आओ, बस बाकी मैं देख लूंगा। ये कृष्ण भगवान बोल के गए। उसके उपरांत भी इस कलयुग के अंदर धर्म के नाम से वो लोग अपनी इंद्रिय तृप्ति की कार्रवाई कर रहे हैं। कोई भगवान का नाम भी नहीं है उनकी कार्रवाई के अंदर। तो ऐसे ऐसे धर्म है जो जिसका प्रिंसिपल्स भी समझ में नहीं आता और वो लोग पालन करने के नाम लेते हैं, लेकिन स्लॉटर हाउस लगाते हैं और गाय से लेकर बछड़ों तक किसी को भी नहीं छोड़ते हैं वो लोग। सो सबको मार देते हैं। तो इसको आप रिलीजियस प्रिंसिपल्स कैसे कहेंगे? और वो करने वालों को रिलीजियस प्रिंसिपल फॉलो कर रहा करके आप कैसे बोल सकते हैं? वो नहीं फॉलो कर रहे हैं। इसलिए चैतन्य महाप्रभु कृष्ण भगवान वापस आया इस कलयुग अवतार में। युगा युगा धर्म से, हर युग में वो अपने अपने युग का धर्म को स्थापित करने के लिए भगवान जो है अवतार लेते हैं। और कलयुग अवतार है श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु। इस कलयुग का धर्म जो है हिंदू मुस्लिम क्रिश्चियन को फॉलो करना नहीं है। इस कलयुग का धर्म एक सनातन धर्म है, जो कि हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र को जप करना है, क्योंकि इसके अंदर तत्रापित नियमित स्मरण काल है। इसके लिए कोई देशा काला पात्रा नियम कुछ भी नहीं है, क्योंकि कलयुग में कोई नियम को पालन नहीं कर सकता। इसलिए भगवान ने ऐसे धर्म दिया है जो जिसके लिए कोई नियम है ही नहीं। इसलिए यह बड़ा आसान है, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र का जप करने के लिए कोई नियम नहीं। तो ये धर्म है, इस कलयुग का धर्म है। तो हम जिस युग में रहते हैं उस युग में जो वो उस युग का जो अवतार आकर के उस युग का धर्म को हम देते हैं, उसको हमको पालन करने से हमें कोई आपत्ति नहीं। फिर हमें कोई सोचने की जरूरत नहीं है कि क्या मैं गृहस्था हूं, मैं ब्राह्मण हूं, मैं क्या हूं, मैं क्या नहीं हूं। आपको कोई चीज सोचने की आवश्यकता नहीं, भगवान खुद देख लेंगे।
धन्यवाद प्रभु।
थैंक यू। आपका सवाल बहुत अच्छा अच्छा सवाल है, डेली बहुत अच्छा, थैंक यू। Any realization or understanding, Preeti Rupini, if you have time?
Yes, sir. Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, when you were telling like if one surrenders unto me, then like Krishna is telling if one surrenders unto me, there is no Maya. Like I was remembering when we were not in Krishna conscious. Always we will hear about detachment and things from other yogis or so-called sadhus and all. Like they're coming into Krishna conscious. Even from Guru Maharaj, we heard that we don't have to subtract anything from our life. We just have to add Krishna. So it's very simple. We don't have to detach, but just we have to get attached to Krishna. instead of detaching things. So then there is no Maya. And one line was also very catchy, like how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself followed and like he showed us. And now in our life, we are seeing how Guru Maharaj is himself following, and like daily when he's posting about like small things, how he's chanting, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and about Bhakti Shastris and these certifications. So like how he's following and like making us like to follow those things. So ma'am will always tell Acharya Prachar. So that reminded me of that thing. And while preaching also, like we get many times this question about belief system and all, like whatever we follow, so many people will come with this question like what they are following, that is their belief, what like I am following, that is my belief, like those type of questions. So this verse also answers that question, that what we are following is not a belief, like that is the absolute truth what we are following. And here about religious principles and all, it is mentioned like very clearly what we are following is not simply which is something is written and we are not doing that, but what is actually written in Shrimad Bhagavatam, we are doing that, like our relation with the Lord and about the Bhakti Yoga and all, whatever you told while reading the purport. So that is like what I wanted to say.
Jai. So wonderful, Priti Rukmini, Radhika. Very, very wonderful realization. So perfect. Thank you. I would appreciate that if you could give this understanding and realization in everyday's class, everybody will be benefited. Very nice. Thank you so much.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
So the next class will resume tomorrow morning at 7:30. Till then, Grandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
जय
Padita Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
जय
Vaishnav Pranam. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai.
जय
Premanande Hare